the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, it was the biggest game of the year on the NFL schedule to date, and it might have been the best game on the NFL schedule to date. Not sure I love the result. Don't need to, do I? It was entertainment. It had controversy. It had something I've never seen before, and I'm going to guess you've never seen before. It had a crazy ending, an overtime down to the last play. Great performances. It may have helped or killed you fantasy-wise. It had everything you want in a game that featured two teams battling for the number one overall spot in the NFC. It had overtime, rivals come back, and maybe the change of a perception of a particular quarterback. Other than that, it sucked. What a game. I mean, it sucked because of the result.
Yeah.
Other than that. Good morning, boys and girls, and ho-ho! You've made it to Friday. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Jeff Symbieta. Gato Roberto is in for BB Juck today.
Good morning.
Bob. How are you?
Good morning. That was quite the game.
It was bonkers, actually. Did you catch it?
A little bit of it.
On the Amazon Prime last night?
No, I don't do Prime.
That's where, it was on the Amazon.
I'm what's called a Luddite, I guess.
What does that mean?
Goes back
Luddite?
to...
Is that what you just said?
Yeah,
I don't
Luddite.
know that word.
That is from England
Okay.
in the late 1800s when they were
So
starting
it's probably Luddites.
No, when mechanization was starting to come in.
All right.
And the people that were being put out of jobs would throw their shoes, which were called Ludds,
Okay.
into the machinery to mess it up. So they were Luddites. Some things for some reason, I just have an instant.
So the Prime is one of them.
Yeah, Prime is one of them. I try not to shop on Amazon
Got it.
or eBay.
Got it.
I'm trying to get my wife off of Temu
All right.
because it has taken over her phone.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Temo's a problem. All right.
So, this is the advantage when neither of your teams that you're a fan of,
Yeah.
when neither team is in the game,
Yeah.
you can really enjoy it.
And I do that often.
Yeah.
My team was in the game last
Yeah.
night and was on the losing end, and I felt super comfortable. So I was like getting stuff ready. My brother called. They were watching the game. He and my nephew, who's going to be here tomorrow to work with us for the London New Mexico Bowl. They're like, "Yeah, your team's up big," and they were up by 16 points in the fourth quarter. And then Shaheed has that punt return, and I'm like, "Dude, we got a game." He's like, "You don't got a game, dude. You're up big." Well, yeah, the 2-point conversion kind of made it a game. And then the other 2-point conversion, which, for crying out loud, I never seen anything like it. Sam Darnold throws a pass that gets deflected to the ground. Everybody stops playing. And the ball rolls into the end zone where Charbonnet picks it up, and we all walk off the field. Well, they review the play, and it was ruled by the letter of the law. I believe it was the right ruling. I've just never seen it before. They ruled it to be a backwards pass that was batted down. So a backwards pass means it is still alive. It's essentially a fumble. And I guess they didn't blow the whistle, but when the pass was batted down, everybody quit on the play. Even the guy who picked it up basically quit on the play. He picked up the ball, but he was in the end zone, and that is ruled a clear recovery, and he was in the end zone, so the clear recovery in the end zone resulted in the 2-point conversion. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
I do not understand why coaches do not drill into the players until you hear that whistle blows.
They do.
Then why didn't he do it?
Well, I mean, they instinct. They batted down a pass, but you're right. They do play until the whistle, play till the whistle, play through the whistle, play through the whistle.
Yeah.
And the Rams did not. It was bonkers.
It was.
All right, a ton to do today. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. On the Facebook, the OD and the OD in the AM, because the AD, I don't even know what that means. So the Facebook is the OD in the AM. Adrian's produced it on television. You can watch us on our Facebook page. You can watch us on Xfinity Channel 26, and of course on the YouTube channel for ProView Network. This will be my last show for the year. I'll be back, I believe, on the 5th of January. It's kind of weird to say that. But obviously, Bull Week is next week, and so I'm out on Bull Week, and I've got some vacation to burn right after that. So if you want to take your swipes at me, today's your shot because I'm off the social media, man. I don't care what y'all say.
Okay.
So come in. Guest list today. We're going to talk some women's basketball at 8:30.
Oh, cool.
Global women's basketball coach Mike Bradbury will be with us. I'll get you all these.
Okay.
That
That would be
Yeah,
appreciated.
that was the pre-show meeting. 9 o'clock this morning, Jason Eck will be with us, Lobo football coach, as the Lobos get ready to go to Phoenix to play in the Rate Bowl against Minnesota. They'll leave on Tuesday, but they're getting ready for that. And I want to talk just kind of about the preps and what's going on, portal stuff all around the country, and how he's keeping his team together, and they're getting ready for it. And last push to get some people, if you're on the fence, to get over to Phoenix and be able to watch the game. He's doing what a lot of people are doing. I mean, he'll be over there obviously for the game, but they're coming back, and they'll be back in time for the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, which will kick off at 3:45 the following day, which is a lot of football. But I know a lot of people who are going over and coming back and catching our game as well.
Okay.
Do we have a pair of tickets to give away today?
I forgot to check that.
Yeah, let's take a look on that because we have all week, and so if we do, I will set a time and we'll give away a pair of tickets. So we got all that for you. All right. I want your thoughts on last night's game. I've got a bunch of them. I'm concerned about the Rams in the respect of they've blown two massive leads against two big teams. They were up 30-16 in the fourth quarter in this game and lose. And special teams have been a huge part of both of these. And I call them collapses. When you're up 16 points in the fourth quarter, I mean, there's a collapse element to it. I'm not taking anything away from Seattle. There was a great comeback, and I want to get to that part of it. But I go back to the game in Philadelphia earlier this year where they were up 26-7, and they lose the game. Remember, it was the blocked field goal. They were going to kick the field goal at the end to win it. It was blocked and returned the other way, and those of you who were on the Rams lost the bet too. It swung everything. This game turned on a punt return. The Rashid Shaheed punt return was one of the key plays. I don't know if it was but it might be the key play that really turned this thing. And so look, the Rams score points, and in fact the Rams came out and ran the ball exceptionally well in the first half, and it was actually really kind of stunning to me. It's like, wow, they're stuffing it down Seattle's throat, and Seattle's defense has been terrific over the last bunch of weeks. And if the Rams can run the ball, I feel great about it. Well, all of a sudden it stopped. They threw the ball. Stafford throws for 457 yards, 457, and 3 touchdowns. And that's a winning number. And including the 41-yarder to Puka Nacua in overtime. And that Rams defense, which has also been very, very good, let Sam Darnold in Seattle drive down the field, score, 2-point conversion, good night now, and Seattle is the number 1 seed. So I'm a number of things on this. I'm concerned about the Rams in regards to playing from ahead. Like, what the hell is going on with their special teams, and why are they not able to protect a lead? And part of it is you've got to be able to run the football late in games to protect leads, and the Rams stopped running the football or stopped being able to. Secondly, and this is going to be an interesting conversation, and I'm really, really interested to see where you all fall on this. Did Sam Darnold last night shake that stigma of not being able to win a good game, not being able to beat a good team? He was the quarterback of a 14-3 Vikings team last year that lost the last 2 games. A big game in the last game of the regular season. They played Detroit for the number 1 overall seed. He didn't play well. That meant they had to go on the road in the playoffs. Remember, the Rams played the Rams in Phoenix last year because of the LA Fires. First round of the playoffs. And he didn't play well there either. Minnesota then moved on. He hooks up with Seattle. He's got Seattle at 12-3. And I say he does because the quarterback always gets the credit and the blame. And I understand he hasn't been MVP great. But the knock on him and the knock on Seattle and the national narrative is, well, yeah, but I don't trust the quarterback. What has the quarterback ever done? What has Sam Darnold ever done? I don't trust Sam Darnold. Okay. Well, he had the rough start. He had the 2 interceptions, the one at the goal line that was look, that was a bad interception, man. It was. But when it all came down to it, Dude led a drive. Dude led 2 drives. Dude came back, and granted, they were 16 points down, and one of the touchdowns was a punt return. But when you look at it, there he was in overtime, led a drive to come from behind, 2-point conversion. He won the big game against a good team. He brought his team back. I don't go on sample size of 1, right? The bigger sample size is who he was before, but dudes get better. Sam Darnold is still relatively young in his career. He's 28 years old, I understand, but there wasn't a lot of early play. Do you now look at him a touch differently because he was able to, in prime time with everybody watching against a really good team, lead his team from behind? Well, Jeff, he's the reason they were behind. Got it. Understood. But isn't the result what matters? They're 12-3. He threw for 272 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I get it. The 2 interceptions were not good. But when it mattered, he was really flipping good. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. 505-246-0610. Bob, the narrative was Sam Darnold can't win the big game. Say, I don't trust Sam Darnold. I get it. Sam Darnold was really good last night as Seattle's quarterback. So we'll see what people think.
Yeah. And like you said, he's only going to get better.
Well, he's been getting
Hopefully,
better. He's been getting better. All right, you find a pair of tickets, or what do we got?
Yes, we have a pair of tickets to the New Mexico Bowl, the 27th, but they have to be picked up here at the station.
Yeah.
So our pickup hours are 8 to 3 normally.
Yeah.
But
Are we open next week?
I am assuming so on Monday, Tuesday, then probably going to close up early on Wednesday.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give away 2 tickets, not 2 pairs, 2 tickets to the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. It'll be, we'll do it at 8:10. And then you got to get down here and pick them up. Okay? So 2 tickets, they're hard tickets. I remember this whole thing. We had to print the tickets. So 2 tickets to the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl, 23rd ranked North Texas against 9-3 San Diego State, co-champions of the Mountain West. It'll be next Saturday, a week from tomorrow. It is a 3:45 kickoff over at University Stadium. It is should be a great day and should be a spectacular football game. So we'll do that coming up at 8:10 this morning. Again, Jason Eck at 9 o'clock, Mike Bradbury at 8:30. We will hoe at some point. We got so much to do today. Glad you're with us on a Friday. Want to hear from you at 505-246-0610. All right, I'm opening up my Prize Picks app. How you doing? Did you play last night? If you went more on Puka Nacua or on Sam Darnold or probably on Jackson Smith and Jigba, you were winners last night. How simple is it to play Prize Picks? Really simple. You have a bunch of fun. You download the app. I mean, it's really download the app, and then you decide, all right, put a lineup together of 2 to 6 players, and you go more or less. Like DeAndre Hunter tonight, is he going to have more or less than 2.5 rebounds? Is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander tonight going to have more or less than 24.5 points? And you can mix sports. You can play football and soccer or basketball and football and just have fun. Look, you're watching the games anyway, right? So you might as well enjoy it and have some fun and maybe make a couple of bucks along the way. Missing your fantasy team? Your league's over? Yeah, I got that. I had both those guys who went off last night. My league's over. So I don't have to wait till next year, and you don't either. Keep your fantasy alive. Prize Picks lets you play fantasy football every week, even in the playoffs. You pick your favorite players, and you, when they hit their projections every week, you win. No draft required. Here's some really cool stuff that they got going on. You can find your community on Prize Picks. So they got a new social feeds feature. You can share Prize Picks with your friends. You can copy lineups for winners with one single click. You can copy lineups that you like. You use them as inspiration, or you just use them as your own picks. You can follow Prize Picks partners. You can tail or fade their picks with just one click. Get in on the action. Prize Picks now available in all 50 states. That includes us. We are now, I don't know, everybody here knows it, but Bob, everybody didn't know we're one of the states. We are, New Mexico is one of the contiguous states. So you can play Prize Picks in the state of New Mexico.
We are?
Yeah, that's what I hear. And this is really cool. You can play the same player in your lineup up to 3 times. So if you want to play Steph Curry on his points, his 3-pointers, and his assists, you can do them all in the same lineup. You can only do that on Prize Picks. And Prize Picks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and secure. and they accept most major payment methods. Download the Prize Picks app. Do it today. Use code KNML. You'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KNML when you download the Prize Picks app for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup on Prize Picks. It is good to be right.
What's up, guys? David Pollock.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone.
Screenshot of a social phone. Rams became the first team in. They made history last night. How about that? Rams became the first team in NFL history last year with 500 or more yards, 0 turnovers. The opponent turned the ball over 3 times. So that means Rams had 500 yards of offense. Oh, quarterback threw for 457. They didn't turn it over, and they forced 3 turnovers, and they lost. First time in the history of the National Football League that a team has had more than 500 yards, no turnovers, forced 3 turnovers, or 3 takeaways they had, and lost the flippin' football game. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and Gato Roberto. It's Friday for you. Friday for me. Is it Friday for you, too? You're actually taking a day off tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
So you mean when I do Lobo basketball over on News Radio KKOB tomorrow, I get to do the Mountain West Conference opener with Daniel Ferris on News Radio KKOB. You can tune in and listen to the pregame show at 6:30. Daniel and I will do the kick. We don't do the tip-off, but the tip-off will be at 7. It won't be you in my ear?
No.
It'll be Kayleen, I think.
I believe
don't
so.
What do you care? You're not.
Let's see. Yeah, no, Jonah.
Jonah.
Yeah, Jonah will be doing it. No, I'm sorry. Jonah's doing women's basketball on this station, and Kalina is doing the men's game tomorrow night.
Yeah, JJ's got the ladies in Vegas at 1:30 pregame, 2 o'clock tip, Lobo women against UNLV. That's here on the Sports Animal tomorrow. Tonight, we got the Gasparilla Bowl. It'll be, actually, we have it today. It's this afternoon. Gasparilla Bowl is Memphis and North Carolina State. And then, there's NFL tomorrow as well. Packers and Bears tomorrow, 5:45 here on the Sports Animal. Plus, they got the college football playoff, of course, starting tonight. It is, I mean, what a time, dude. What a time. Alabama, Oklahoma tonight, 6 o'clock over on ABC. Tomorrow, you get the full run of college football playoff. You get Tulane at Ole Miss. You get Miami at Texas A&M. You get Oregon hosting James Madison. It is bowl season. You got NFL all weekend. I mean, on your mark, get set, and ride the couch. Just put in the hours, put in the miles on the couch. Hopefully you got your Christmas shopping done. Otherwise, Bob, they're going to call Amazon Prime and have it just delivered to the house.
Yeah, pay that little extra if you have to.
I mean, it is what it is. So, it feels like I don't pay. This is why I do Amazon Prime. I don't shop a lot on Amazon. I probably buy, I'm going to guess, about 6-7 things a year. You know what I do? I mean,
that's about what I do.
But it's stuff I can't find. Like, honestly, okay, where do you get shoelaces?
At Walmart.
But they have crappy. First of all, they don't have a good selection. They don't have a lot of colors. And with all due respect, Walmart's. I'm more against going to Walmart than I am on Amazon. Walmart is an experience. It's a social experience.
Not for me.
Yeah, I don't do Walmart. I don't like Walmart at all.
Well, it's the closest shopping to my house. It's like a mile away.
All right.
And the next, let's see, there's a DD's. I've never been in it.
All right.
Across the street. Just.
All right, now you can figure out where Bob lives.
Yeah.
But
down in the South Valley.
The things like I'll buy the screensaver for my phone.
Okay.
Like the little thing that goes over it, right? The little
the protector.
The protector. That's what I get on it. I buy shoelaces. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I just, man, where do you go get shoelaces for your sneakers?
Walmart.
But they're crap, dude.
By the time I need shoelaces, I also need new shoes.
All right. I kind of do go. When my
now,
the white shoelaces on my white sneakers get dirty, I want new shoelaces. I just do.
Well, and now I've switched from Walmart shoes to a more.
Look at you upgrading.
Yeah, I have upgraded.
Now that you make it all
now that instead of $10 or $15 for a pair of shoes, they're
look at you.
over $100.
Yeah, that's what happens when you make all this money.
Yeah.
See.
Well, I'm not making all that much money, but my feet were hurting.
But they feel better.
Yeah.
It's amazing you get what you pay for.
Yes, it is.
It's amazing how that
works.
It is. All right. I want you to get in on the Rams last night. I want your thoughts on the Sam Darnold thing. Do you feel differently about him after watching that last night? Other NFL stuff, and Puka Nacua went after the officials again. Weird day, dude. Here's a guy that I mean, all you ever heard about him was his play. I don't know that you ever heard Puka Nacua say anything, let alone controversial. But he issued a statement yesterday morning before the game apologizing for a gesture that was anti-Semitic in nature, and in his words, perpetuated harmful stereotypes against Jewish people. He said he had no idea the nature of it. He was on a stream, and Sean McVay, his coach, said he was very apologetic. Look, there's a lot of things out there that people do, and then you're like, wait, what? That was offensive? This guy's got no history of anything like this, and he was on kind of an edgy stream with what was it, Neon and whomever the other guy was. Sean McVay said, I know this guy's heart, and for anybody that was offended, terribly sorry about that. I know he feels the same exact way. He's a young guy that's a great kid that's continuing to learn about just the platform that he has. I love him. We're going to continue to put our arm around him and help him learn and grow, but we never want to do things that ever offend anybody, and I know he feels that same way. Look, I'm going to guess, and maybe, I don't know why I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, but it's just kind of a track record that there is none. And the platform that he was in, I don't even know what he did, to be honest with you. I don't know what the gesture. I should probably find that. I've been looking for that. But then he went after the officials, and the officiating was crazy last night. So he made it on that podcast. He said that officials just want to be on TV, so they throw a flag so they can tell their buddy, hey, that wasn't pass interference, but you see it, I threw the flag on that. And so he was asked last night whether he believes that the referees make calls to be on TV. He says, no, I don't. And he said on that, he said, quote, it was just a lack of awareness and some frustration. I know there were moments where I feel like, man, you watch the other games and you think of calls that some guys get, and you wish you can get some of those calls. But that's just how football is played. I'll do my job in order to work my technique to make sure there's no issue with the call. And he said them in a moment of frustration. Dude went out and had a day, by the way. Puka Nacua had 12 catches for 225 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's on my fantasy team, but my fantasy team's dead. If he's on yours and you're still alive, I'm stoked for you. I'm happy that you won, or at least we're off to a hell of a start, because that's a chunk of points. But, I look at it, and this is one where there's no track record of that guy being that guy, if that makes any sense. And I do think that there's a naivete when people go in forums, arenas, venues, situations with which they are not necessarily familiar, and do stuff that you think, hey, the other guys are laughing. Okay, that's funny. I have no idea. And then you find out later it might mean something that's offensive. I believe that can happen. And I'm really, really sensitive to anything that's offensive to a group, whether it's anti-Semitic, whether it's racial. I think that's real. I know that people say get over it, snowflake and all that stuff, but I mean, there's stuff that is crossing the line. I'm going to give this young man in this situation the benefit of the doubt, because again, there is no track record, and he does seem remorseful about it. But if you got a different feel, I'm listening to you. 505-246-0610. I want to get into a couple other NFL things. One NFL receiver is about to get paid. Lobos open up conference play basketball tomorrow against San Jose State. We're going to get into that a little bit. The Lobo football opponents, home and away, is out for next year. You can get your thoughts there as well. Jason X is going to be with us at 9 o'clock. Lobo women's basketball coach Mike Bradbury at 8:30. And it is my final show of the year, so if you want to take your pokes at me, probably now is the time, or you got to wait till 2026. 505-246-0610 is how to get in. Hey, if you've been the victim of a home break-in, property crime, business break-in, you know all too well it takes hours, if not days, for the police to respond. Just not enough officers. They can't cover all the calls they get for service. But when it's you, right, when it's your home, when it's your business, you require a quicker response. So how about 7 minutes or less? That is the typical response time for customers of International Protective Service, IPS. I am one of those customers, have been for years. They got officers strategically placed all around Albuquerque and in Santa Fe, and they react quickly. Many times they catch criminals in the act, they detain them, and the police come and get them. IPS also provides standing guards. If you want eyes on your property around the clock, they'll do that for you. They will install alarms and camera systems, and they've got a state-of-the-art facility monitoring those cameras 24/7. All of this raises the level of security around your home and around your business. So who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys. I've trusted IPS for years, Love what they do. My family feels more secure. So do my neighbors. My neighbors now use them as well. Call them at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time.
Let's go to you. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Good day. It would be remiss of me to not call on your last day of the year, Jeff. And it's a celebration of you.
Hardly.
By the way, last night, every time Bobcat helps out in the morning, he makes my day. That was a great historical reference poll of the mechanization of the world.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
and I try to learn something new every day, Bobcat. And I really enjoy world history, U.S. history, you know, because I always tell people, if you don't know where you're going, maybe at least know where you've been. So know your lineage, know your history, you know what you're made of, at least historically. So that was a great poll. Anyway, Jeff, you know, I just want to say thanks for everything you do, you know, and you tolerate me on many occasions throughout the year, and I certainly appreciate that. You allow a voice. I think that you actually galvanize this community in many regards. People that maybe even take shots at each other on your show or otherwise, you have a way of synchronizing people's thought processes and their, you know, not their opinions. People have their opinions, but you have a soothing effect in this community. And I'm really proud to be a fan of yours and a friend of yours. I think that you're going to do amazing things. My son's driving in from Austin with some friends, and you know what he's getting them for Christmas gifts? New Mexico Bowl tickets. And I think he's thrilled about coming home and going to that event. And I just think you do so many great things, and I just want this to be a celebration of you. We have another year of amazing sporting events. Sports is such ingrained in our culture and in our lives, and you kind of unwrap it on a daily basis for all of us. So, friend to friend, I just want to say good luck this year with your bowl game. I know you're going to crush it. And continued success and happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you and your lovely daughter and your family. So
Merry Christmas to you and happy holidays. That
yes,
means
sir.
a lot. Thank you very much, and I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. 505 Bob, can you drop that? This phone bank's bad. Very kind. We're not going to make this about me. It's just my last day of the year on the air, so you can take your shots at me. That's why I said that. But thank you. I appreciate it. Stephen from Michigan says, Jeff, good luck next week with the bowl game. It'll be a great game. Happy holidays to you and everyone at the station. You guys do an amazing job. Thanks. Let me tell you something. I wrap up the year for me, and I'll be on the air tomorrow over on KQB. But Bob, we've been doing this show. I think it's 17 and a half years. I think is the number. I wanted to say it was 6, but it's 17 and a half years, which is a hell of a run for a local show, right? And I hope we're not done. I consider myself blessed every day to come in and do this, right? It's work. It's like anything else. It's a job, but it's. I mean,
yeah, but you love doing it.
I do, and we're not breaking rocks in the hot sun.
No,
and I, like every day, I know how corny this sounds, and I don't really care because it's sincere. I know how fortunate I am, right? And we all create our own circumstances, and you know, I don't know that I feel anybody's ever given me anything but a chance, and not that I've made it but I'm fortunate, and I know how fortunate I am with my life and what I get to do. And so I want to do things that make this place better. I want to leave, and I know it's cliche, leave it better than you found it, whether it's with the radio show, whether it's with the bowl game, whether it's with other community things that I do, and try to do things better. And I don't do them, and I hope people understand this. I'm a horrible self-promoter. I don't do it for self-promotion. If you look at my social media, not that I'm mad at anybody who does that. That's what social media probably is for. I just don't. I don't feel comfortable doing it. So I appreciate the kind words like that. And I don't ever take this platform for granted. I don't ever think, well, we'll be here for years. We'll be here for. I don't. I know how volatile this business is. Heck, I've been fired before. I'm not too proud to tell you that. I know how quickly it goes away and how quickly things change. And so I don't ever take this for granted. And that's why I make sure that I try to be prepared every day, that I try to make people think. I hope as we do, like everybody, there's people all over the world that do what we do. We do talk radio. I try to do it in a way that maybe will provoke a thought or an emotion or smile or piss you off or make you, you know what I'm saying? But I just want people to think a little bit differently about stuff that we watch every day. Like we are the toy store, man. We're sports.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets gnarly. Sometimes it gets serious. But as we wrap up another year and I start to reflect on some of the things, and you know, my little girl came home for Christmas 2 days ago, we put up our tree or 2 nights ago. She's like, Dad, your tree's not up. I'm like, I know. You weren't here. And she's like, can we put up the tree? And so we did the other night, right? Put my phone away for an hour and a half. I looked at it later. I'm like, all the stuff that I missed.
Main question.
Yeah.
Real or
No, it's
artificial?
artificial. It's artificial.
Okay.
Yeah. We, just.
Pre-lit?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that bad?
No, unless the bulb goes out.
Yeah. No, we bought a new one a couple years back. We had this silly old tree that I bought when she was a kid when I first bought the house. Anyway,
Okay.
but yeah, so that's me saying thank you for listening and being a part of it. And Edward, thanks for the kind words, and Steve for Michigan. I will never take this platform for granted. I know how fortunate tomorrow night I get to sit courtside and call Lobo basketball. And I know how fortunate I am to get to do those games and the things that we do. A week from tomorrow, we get to host the biggest annual party, outside of Balloon Fiesta in our state.
Yeah.
When we host the Isleta New Mexico Bowl for the 20th year. And I realize how fortunate I am to get to do that. And people say I got to go to work. And in large respects, there's some days I got to go to work. But for the most part, I get to go to work. And I know how fortunate I am, and I will never take it for. And if I do take it for granted, I hope someone kicks me in the ass.
Well, I'm sure there's a few people that are lining up right now to do that.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. I see it every day. But glad you came in, by the way, today. I know you got a lot going on. Thanks for getting up this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. And the only downside of this is having to get up so early, because I love what I do too.
Yeah.
So
when I was doing the morning show at Channel 13,
even earlier.
I got up at 3 or 4. That was I couldn't. I just did I enjoy it? Yeah. For the most part, except for when I was there at 4 p.m. and going, wait, can I go home for a minute? But yeah, that was too much for me. I've always been. I'm not a morning person. How about that? If people say, tell us something about us that you don't know, or tell us something about you that we don't know. I'm not a morning person. I hate getting up in the morning. Well, you've been doing the morning show for 17 years, and before that you did I know. But before that, a bunch of years I did the night, evening news.
Yeah.
And that was my lifestyle.
Yeah.
If you can let me lay in bed till 10, I will. And there's times on the weekends when I can, like if my daughter's out of town and there's a Saturday morning and I can lay there till 10, it is the greatest. I can't sleep till 10. I try, but it's kind of one of the greatest things ever.
No, what I do is I'll get up around 6 or 7 and take care of my wife and have breakfast, and then I'll go down for a nap for an hour and a half.
That's a good way.
Yeah.
I always kind of turn on like game day or something on Saturday morning, have it in the background, and then I kind of
goes off.
All right. So much for that crap. 505-246-0610. When we come back, I do want to get into next year's Lobo football schedule, at least the opponents that came out, and with the 2 new teams in the Mountain West and the 5 that are no longer there, how that looks and where you're going next year. And you've already looked ahead, and we're 11-1 next year, Jeff, and maybe you are. So we'll get into that. We got a bunch of NFL stuff I've got to get to you. An interesting transfer came out yesterday. Guy who was the MVP of the Isleta New Mexico Bowl last year is going into the transfer portal, and I'm not going to lie, that one surprised me a little bit. So we'll get there. 505-246-0610. Get over to John Thomas Jewelers, because this is about done. You got till December 24th to get in on the sale, and this stuff doesn't happen ever. John Thomas Jewelers is moving to a new showroom, and everything's got to go. So you can save up to 70% on fine jewelry. Like 70%. That includes diamonds, engagement rings, designer collections, jewelry for men, jewelry for women. It's the largest discounts they've ever offered over at John Thomas Jewelers. And this is no gimmick. This is my jewelry store. I know how good this place is. I know how quality the stuff that they've got over there is. Get over there, because they're not going to move all this inventory to a new location. It's a true moving sale. But when it's gone, man, it's gone. There's no restocks, no second chances, no holds. So if you've been thinking of ever proposing, now's the time. Get over there now. You still need that holiday gift that's going to wow someone? Get over to John Thomas Jewelers. Been waiting to upgrade what you have? Now is your time. Voted best jeweler in Albuquerque for 5 years running. The sale ends December 24th. The best pieces last hours, not days. So get over there today before someone gets what you want. It's John Thomas Jewelers, 3rd floor, Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, directly across the street from the Coronado Center to the east. John Thomas Jewelers. It's all at johnthomasjewelers.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Look at you, a first hour hoe.
Why not?
I mean, it's been a minute since we early hoed.
Well,
you ready?
No.
Come on, let's hoe.
you do that?
I got a little more left in me, but man, we got to go to chat here. I want to leave chat a little time. Woo! All right, that's I may have to call in next Friday just to hoe, just to make it feel like Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Are we even going to have a live show Friday?
That's up to JJ, I guess. That's a really good point. It's the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm working. So.
Yeah, but not here.
All right, 505-246-0610. Let's go. Chad, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Thanks for holding. What's good, Chad?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Just a quick tidbit. I am in a Starbucks coffee line if I need to just yell a quick word.
I get it.
No, I just wanted to tell you, especially this station's awesome. I'm not from here, but I've been here 10 years, and I appreciate all you do. Just the insight on local sports, your passion for local sports, undying loyalty, and I really appreciate that you give the fans accessibility. I mean, I tell my friends, I got to come to Sports Talk and vent or give my perspective. It's usually us, on the one side of it listening, which is, you're the professionals. You guys are watching everything. You're analyzing, but sometimes you get a little nugget from some fans out there. So I definitely appreciate your accessibility and just keeping New Mexico on the map. So
means a lot, man.
Shout out to you guys.
Thank you, Chad. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and I really appreciate that call. Thank you. That's really cool. I didn't think of it in that perspective, but that's, sometimes different perspective. Thank you, is what I'm trying to say there.
And that's one of the reasons why you love doing what you do. You find out things.
I thought this a long time ago. I got into this. I mean, look, I've been doing TV and radio for a long time. When I first broke in, I was up in Yakima, Washington. I left San Diego and I went to Yakima, Washington. I was a TV sports guy at the ABC affiliate Yakima and then Tri-Cities.
Okay.
And I thought it was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. I'm like, why wouldn't they watch me? Why would they watch the other? But then I realized there's a reason the good Lord invented the remote control. But, it was a long time ago where I stopped trying to make everybody like what I do. I found that A, it's way better for your sanity, but B, if you believe that you're doing the right thing the right way for the right reason, and I do almost always believe that. I mean, there's times that I don't. And I can look at the guy in the mirror and the guy you look back, you can't lie to that guy.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
And I can have that conversation. I'm doing, if I believe in my heart, I'm doing the right thing the right way, the right reason. Then I'm going to continue to do it, and I can take the hits, and I'm cool, man. It was a long time ago. I stopped wanting everybody to like me and like what I do. I realized, first of all, that's the wrong motivation, way wrong motivation. And secondly, I got to a point, Bob, and this was one of the most liberating things. I don't care. I'm cool. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I don't care. Which was one of the most liberating moments ever. Like, yeah, you want people like you. You want people like what you do, and obviously, to be able to survive and do a show like this for 17 plus years, more people have to at least want to listen to you than not. And I would hope that then they somehow like you. There's plenty of people who hate listen. I understand that. I get those emails too.
And in this business, you live and die by the ratings.
Yeah, that's right. And so the fact that we've been here for that long,
That's something.
I'll keep doing what I believe is the right thing, the right way, for the right reason. It's not going to be for everybody, and but a call like that, thank you. And on my last show for this year, this is me saying, just thank you for letting us be part of your day periodically, or every day, or randomly, or whenever it is you find us. I appreciate all the input over the year. And I'm just super appreciative. Hey, what do you think? I know it's only the 19th, but I was thinking biggest sports story of the year, and on the way in, the show behind us was doing that, and I mean, between the Luka trade and the Shedeur Sanders slide and Micah Parsons and that whole thing, and the Michigan coach stuff and the transfer portal, and what's the biggest? I guess Shedeur will probably, his slide in the draft will probably end up being the biggest sports story of the year, because it might be what we spent the most time talking about. But as we hit, the back end of this now, I'm kind of curious, as you walk away from this year, what is the biggest sports story of the year? Lane Kiffin was a big story at the end, leaving Ole Miss. There was some stuff this year, man. The Luka Doncic trade, when that went down in January, that was seismic. The Dodgers, the World Series was, I don't know, was that the biggest? Just how good the World Series was. I'm happy to look back. Look, we're wide open today. I don't have a format today. Not that I ever have a format. You want to get in on the Seahawks and the Rams last night? Let's go. You can get in on what are the Dolphins going to do. Jacoby Myers going to sign a deal. Global football schedule. At least opponents are out for next year. Jason X going to be with us at 9 o'clock. We'll talk global football with him. Mike Bradbury, Global women's basketball coach. They're off to a terrific start. I mean, a terrific start. He's going to join us at 8:30. And we'll have tickets to give away to the Atlanta, New Mexico Bowl at 8:10. It's the opening drive. Gato Roberto's in for JJ today. I am merely Jeff Symbieta on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks.
Hey, Blaze King, and now that's a fire. Hey, Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Coming off a big Thursday night game, it was being dubbed as the biggest game on the schedule so far, and it might have been the best, although the result It is. Seahawks 38, Rams 37 overtime. Sam Darnold with the winning drive. Sam Darnold through the 2-point conversion. And the Seahawks now have the number 1 seed in the National Football Conference. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta. Gato Roberto's in for JJ today. You can get here. 505-246-0610. That's how to get in today. Mike Bradbury, Lobo women's basketball coach, going to be with us at 8:30. Jason Eck at 9 o'clock. It's my final show of the year here. So if you want to take your rip at me, you're welcome to do that as well today. Otherwise, hit me, take your shots elsewhere, but I'm here for you. Tony, thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Tony. Can you hit the button, Bob? Because my thing. Hi, Tony.
Good morning. How you doing?
Life's good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Hey, that guy that you talked to just a little bit ago talked about how much we appreciate you.
Yeah.
I really liked you when you were on Channel 7.
That's
what I got sold on you when we went to the bowl game.
Yeah.
In Arizona, it was so stinking cold. We were sitting down on that rail, and you were walking around. You came over and talked to me for about 15 minutes.
Down in Tucson back in 1997, dude. That's a minute ago.
Yeah, but that's when I liked you before that. But when you came over and talked to my family, and we just talked.
Yeah.
And I just really appreciated it. My wife appreciated it, and so we've been hooked on you since then.
That's really cool. Oh, thank you, Tony. I mean, thank you. That's really, really cool. I vaguely remember that. It was kind of off of the sideline right around the 20-yard line-ish, if I'm not mistaken. Is that kind of close?
That's it.
Yeah. That was what's 25-3? That's 28 years ago, dude. That's insane. Yeah. All right, we'll say what's up to your wife. How's she doing?
She's doing great. She's become a teacher since then.
Nice.
And we're living in Los Lunas now.
Sweet. And a lot warmer than that cold. I didn't know it got that cold in Tucson. I had no idea it could be that cold in Tucson, Arizona. None.
Well, we took the blankets off the hotel and brought them.
Tony, Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays to you and your family. I really appreciate the call. That's nice. Thank you.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Wow. God, that's 28 years ago, man. I had hair. I was kind of holding on back then.
Yeah, you and me both.
That was the Insight.com Bowl when I was at Channel 7. Lobos played Colorado State in the WAC championship game on a Saturday morning in Vegas. And it was cold in Vegas that morning. It was a 10 a.m. start. And Graham Lee was hurt. I don't know how I remember all this stuff. Eric Jaworski was the backup quarterback for the Lobos. And they got beat by Colorado State. So Colorado State won the league. And Lobos went to the Insight.com Bowl. Dennis Franchione was the coach. It was the last game. And there were rumors that he was leaving. And they went over, played Arizona. It was their first bowl game since the 1960 whatever Aviation Bowl at the time. And they got beat. I want to say it was like 14-7, 17-7, something like that. And then Fran went to TCU right after that, and Rocky Long became the coach right after that. But I do remember that conversation vaguely. That's really cool. That's really cool. Man,
Memories.
Yeah, dude, that was a minute ago. Just got an email from somebody. Who is this? On Donovan Dent. Maybe it was his best game of the year. This is from Lobo Hobo. Did you mention Donovan Dent had his best game in a Bruin uniform on Wednesday night? UCLA beat Arizona State last night, 90-77 at Pauley Pavilion. Arizona State was 9-2, and UCLA handled them last night. Donnie had a pretty good game. He played 36 minutes. He scored 20 points, had 4 assists, and 4 rebounds for UCLA. So, yeah, maybe it was his best game in a Bruin uniform. You know what's crazy to me on that? We think of UCLA as, I think we still do, as one of the premier basketball programs in America. And announced attendance last night against Arizona State was 55-53. 5,500 people. I mean, if you had 5,500 at the pit, people would lose their mind. That's how fortunate you are. I tell you that simply for perspective, how good the crowds are here for men's and women's basketball. It's nuts. All right, yesterday came out the pairings for home and road and where you're going to play football next year. So we already knew the non-conference schedule for Lobo football. And here we are. We still got a bowl game to play. So they'll open up next year, September 5th, at home against Central Michigan out of the MAC. Then they play Mercyhurst. I know. I had to look it up. They're called the Lakers, and they're out of Erie, Pennsylvania. Mercyhurst. That's September 19th. Then, September 12th. Then they go to Oklahoma on the 19th. That's the bye game. And then at New Mexico State. That's your non-conference. So your non-conference home games, you will host Air Force, UNLV, who just had a heck of a recruiting class. That's going to, I think New Mexico and UNLV may be the favorites next year in whatever order in the Mountain West. Home games will be Air Force, UNLV, Northern Illinois, and UTEP. Those are the two new teams in the conference. They will both come to Albuquerque. Road games at Hawaii, Nevada, San Jose State. You were there this year and got beat there. And then you go to Laramie. So that's the pairings that they'll put out the schedule sometime in April, and then they'll put out the times and TV networks and all that stuff. But so that's what it is. Next year you open up at home against Central Michigan. You will play Mercyhurst, the Lakers, at home, and then road games at Oklahoma and New Mexico State before league play. Home games again against Air Force, Northern Illinois, UNLV, and UTEP. Road games, Hawaii, Nevada, San Jose State, and Wyoming. Start making your plans now. And, I mean, look, this is going to be the first year in, I mean, how long that you're going to probably go into this and say you got a real chance to win conference championship. The league has changed. San Diego State, Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, Utah State are gone. UNLV will be good. New Mexico will be good. And I'm going to guess New Mexico goes in maybe as the number 2 pick next year in the preseason polls. Not that those mean anything, because you were picked 11th out of 12th this year and you tied for first. But that's what you're looking at. It's and the fact that they're re-signing guys. Jason X is going to be with us coming up at 9 o'clock. We'll talk to him about what they've been doing on retention side. But the fact that you've got so many guys coming back and a good recruiting class, it's going to be weird around here, isn't it? You guys are going to go into football season with real expectation. And that hadn't happened around here. It's kind of cool. All right, 505-246-0610. When we get back, we're going to get into some of the football stuff as we get into the weekend, both the college football playoff and the big NFL. If you want to get on the Seahawks and Rams last night and the officiating, I'm super curious where you are in Sam Darnold. Like, super curious where you are. And did your opinion change of him last night? We got a pair of tickets we got to give away. 2 tickets to the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. It is a week from tomorrow. It is at 3:45 in the afternoon. It is at University Stadium. It is a spectacular matchup. The 11 wins for North Texas, the 9 for San Diego State, combined to 20. That is the most combined wins of any 2 teams in any bowl game outside of the college football playoff. The Pop-Tarts Bowl and the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl have 2 teams with 20 combined wins. That is the most of any bowl game outside the playoffs. 23rd ranked team in the country, top offense in the country. It's going to be a beautiful day out there. Bob's got 2 tickets for you to go. 505-246-0610. It's going to go to caller number 3 right now, courtesy of your good friend Gato Roberto on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King.
Warm, late fall, early winter wrap. You're enjoying your yards more a lot, aren't you? You're out there. I am. I've been in the yard. My grass is still green. You know why, though? Because LaBarge Landscape came out and fixed me up. They took care of both my front yard and my backyard because it got away from me. I'm not good at that stuff. Look, I don't love yard work. Well, that's not true. Many of you do. LaBarge Landscape took care of my front yard and my backyard. When I pull up to the house now, I notice the difference. My irrigation system is better. There's these trees and all this stuff. It's just, they made my yard beautiful, and they'll do that for you. You got one of those friends, family, who's got a backyard that's immaculate, and you got a little yard envy. You want it. Pavers or water feature or putting green, whatever it happens to be, call LaBarge Landscape and make it happen. And don't wait till spring. I know there's a lot of people, I'm going to wait till spring. It's already fall. You know what happens then? You get on a list, and by the time your project's done, you lose half of next summer. Call them now. Have LaBarge Landscape come out now. And when spring arrives, you're not going to have to wait. You know what you want? You know what you want to do in your backyard, front yard? Have LaBarge come over. They'll make it happen for you. Not sure, you just know you want to redesign? They will come over with their design team and create that landscape of your dreams. You're going to get years of enjoyment from this beautiful landscape transformation from LaBarge Landscape. I'm thrilled. I couldn't be happier, and I know you're going to feel the same way. The people who enjoy that new landscape in the spring, those are the people who call LaBarge Landscape now. And if you just need to clean up leaves or pruning of the shrubs, a fall cleanup, LaBarge will do that for you as well. LaBarge Landscape, it's LABARGE, LaBargeLandscape.net. Bounce around there, look at all their beautiful pictures on their galleries of what they've done, and then call them at 505-345-3000. That's area code 505-345-3000. Whether your project is small or large, the answer is easy. It is LaBarge. All right, 505-246-0610. Deutsch says, don't ram it, Jeff. That performance doesn't deserve a ram it, even though I was really looking forward to one. I was too, Deutsch. The Rams blew a 30-16 lead in the fourth quarter last night. It is their second big blown lead. It's concerning. I think they still have one of the best teams in the NFL and certainly the NFC, but losing two big leads like that on the road, that one in Seattle last night and the earlier one in Philadelphia, yeah, that's a problem. Lobo Hobo says that was a heck of a Bobcat hoe. He's a fan of you. See? Bobcat hoed. Garcia said Mick times2. It looks like today's OD is hosted by Mick Cronin and Mick Fleetwood. So you look like Mick Fleetwood, and I look like Mick Cronin, according to Garcia. Look him up. Mick Cronin's the head coach at UCLA. You tell me if I look like him. My mom freaked out. My brother was there. UCLA game was on TV. She's like, look, Jeff's on TV. She's like, wait, what's he doing there? What the hell? Yeah. It's kind of my doppelganger, I think. What else you got here? 505-246-0610. Sid said, sounded good on 770, Mr. Symbieta. I thought December was load management month on the big stick. I did a TJ show yesterday. I had a good time on there. Always have a good time with him. Gopher said, sounded good with Bobcat. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. All right. Jacoby Myers. He is the receiver for the Jaguars, and he is close to signing a big, giant deal. Remember, he was unhappy being with the Raiders. He wanted a deal there. Adam Schefter's reporting that Jacoby Myers is set to sign a deal that is worth $60 million and ties him there through 2028, $40 million guaranteed. Remember, the Jaguars sent a 4th and a 6th round pick to the Raiders, and they got Jacoby Myers. Now they're going to sign him to a big deal. Good for him, and I think good for them because he's been really good there. Michael, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Michael.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. What's up? You're on the air.
Yeah. Hi. I wanted to let you know about an article that occurred in the LA Times.
Yeah.
It was prior to this last game where Donovan Dent, had a pretty good game overall. But before that, there was an article in the LA Times about how he was struggling at UCLA and how his stats were all worse than they were last year at UNM. And what was really interesting was that the coach, Mick Cronin, gave the reason for that is that he's not used to the rough play because the officiating is so different, like, with UCLA's schedule versus UNM. And this is before they've even played their first Big Ten game. They played their preseason schedule. They had a few good games, but they had games against, like, Northern Washington and stuff. So, that didn't really wash with me. And so we also did some research, a friend of mine and I, and found out that their pace is ranked about 300 in the country.
Which is way below what it was here.
I think the problem is he recruited Donovan Dent to play at a slow pace. That's why he's not doing as well. It isn't because of the officiating or because they play rougher. And it was really patronizing the way he talked about the Mountain West, too.
Interesting. I'm going to go find that. Yeah, I want to find that. No, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate you pointing that out. What you're going to tell me because it's more physical? I mean, it might be more physical. But they let him play here, too. I don't know, man. I watched him play pretty well against the top competition. If you're going to tell me it's more physical playing there in the Big Ten, I'll listen to that. But to his point, their games were against Eastern Washington, Pepperdine, and West Georgia, and Sacramento State, and Presbyterian. That was the rough start. And Arizona, and they played a 4-point game against Arizona, who may be the best team in the country. Now, it got a little tougher the last 3 weeks against Cal, Washington, Oregon, Gonzaga, and Arizona State. But it's an interesting take on Nick Cronin's part in regards to where that comes from and why he's not playing as well. Look, Donnie has not played the same way that he did at New Mexico. UCLA is a different beast for him, and it's different. That's an interesting take on why it is. And I got an interesting take on why you're going to love this burger. I got an interesting take on this wonderful sweet deal we got for you, because you've been listening to all those great spots that have been running about Fat Stacks. We got a sweet deal for you on our website, sportsanimалabq.com. You go there at 9 o'clock, because these are going to go quick. And for just $30, you get $60 to spend at Fat Stacks. Mouth-watering eats, nostalgic beats, burgers done differently. And how about burgers done flat out deliciously? Caskey's here. What's up, man?
How are you, sir? Nice to see you again.
Thanks for coming in. I hear you're opening another location. Is that for publication? Up in my hood?
Yes. We're opening up a East Side location. We're hopefully looking at mid-January.
All right.
So,
are you able to unveil the location?
It's going to be over by Constitution and Eubank. Those are going to be our crossroads.
That means that Fat Stacks is having success, and that's
yes.
So congratulations on all that.
Thank you.
What is Fat Stacks? Well, the original is in Nob Hill, and it is a hip-hop themed restaurant. Delicious gourmet burgers and the culture of hip-hop. Explain that for someone who says, all right, so what makes that place, A, different, and, okay, the culture is cool, but are the burgers good? And the answer is B, yes, and A?
Well, we've made top 5 burgers for the last 3 years since we've been in Nob Hill. So our burgers speak for themselves. Not only just the burgers, but just the ambiance of the restaurant itself. You know, it's old school hip hop themed. Everything is, themed into that regards. There's, different nostalgic memorabilia up on the walls, just similar as you would go to any kind of other restaurant that is, specific for that kind of different genre or feel.
Is there, because then people say, all right, well, that might not be, quote, I hear my scene or whatever. It's pretty daggum welcoming. I mean, this is not like, it doesn't have to be, everybody goes there and enjoys what you're doing. It's pretty welcoming.
And we tell everybody, the ambiance might not be for you. We do play hip hop music all day, but it's not at an overly loud, bearing kind of thing. And we do have a front patio. It's really the food that, we're all about. And I tell everybody, we have a guy who comes in, he's all, your food is amazing, but the music's just not for me. So I'm like, that's absolutely great.
Does he hang out?
He takes the food out to the front patio, sits there and just has, a grand time enjoying the atmosphere of outside, with the feel of how the food is.
And then it's kind of fun as you order it, right? You go through the menu and there's the Tupac and there's the G Cheesy and the Notorious BLT. And do you have a Grandmaster Smash?
Not yet, no, but I could be working on something like that.
Is that one good?
This month's special.
I got the okay on that. I was just now thinking, all right, can I come up with a few more?
Yes.
All right,
send them our way.
Smash.
We always tell everybody, look, we're always open to ideas on what everybody thinks we can do, and we'll do what we can on making it a Fat Stacks way. Like this month's special is.
What does that mean? So what is Fat Stacks way? What does that mean?
So a Fat Stacks way. So our burgers, we do think our burgers are done differently. That's how we tell everybody. Our burgers are flavored. They're seasoned. We know how to give the nice Millard that's on there, that good crust. And doing what we do, we can do the different toppings that we provide. We'll do like for example, our DM Xmas this month is our special. It's a double patty, smashed patty burger with bacon, smothered with red and green chili. So it's like a burrito, but it's a smothered burger.
All right, where are you?
Right now we're at 114 Tulane Drive Southeast, and follow our socials.
That's in Nob Hill.
That is in Nob Hill, and our socials will be opening here soon out on the east side.
All right, it's Fat Stacks. It is our sweet deal. Go to our website, sportsanimалabq.com. Go there at 9 o'clock. Click on the sweet deal logo, and for just $30, you get to spend $60 and grub at Fat Stacks. One day you'll get the Grandmaster Smash. Great to see you, Caskey. Congratulations on all the success.
Nice seeing you again.
When we come back, Mike Bradbury, Lobo women's basketball coach, is going to be with us. They're off to a tremendous start and have a huge one tomorrow. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report brought to you by Magic 99.5.
Ready to jingle all the way to Christmas?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro V. From pros to prep.
Jeff Symbieta, Gato Roberto. JJ, he's packing for his big trip to Vegas, going with the ladies. You'll hear him here on these Sports Animal. Lobo women's basketball tomorrow afternoon. A big one against the Rebels, 1:30 pregame. 2 o'clock tip in Las Vegas. So that'll be here tomorrow. Lobo men tomorrow. Conference opener over on News Radio KKOB, 6:30 pregame and 7 o'clock tip against San Jose State. I will have the play-by-play with Daniel Ferris on that one. Lobo women's basketball is off to a terrific start. And if you haven't gotten a glimpse of this team, you are missing out. And if you have, you get it. They are 9-3, 1-0 in conference play after a big victory at home on Wednesday of this week against Boise State. Now they go to the team that's been the bully in this league, UNLV, for the last couple of years. Mike Bradbury is the head basketball coach for Lobo women's basketball. Joins us this morning. Good morning, Mike. How you living?
Doing great. Thanks, Jeff.
I appreciate you spending some time with us. I know it's travel day. Hey, this is a terrific start for this team. You win your opener in conference play. You've won 3 in a row. The 2 games before that, you beat teams in the Big 12. You go on the road to win at the McHale Center. Then you beat a Houston team by 22 points at home. Is this a little bit better of a start than you thought, or is this kind of something like you envisioned?
Well, it was something we were definitely hoping for. We thought when we put the schedule together, we had 5 Big 12 teams out of 11 games, and then also at New Mexico State. So we knew there was going to be, some tests in there. I don't ever predict the record out or anything. We just try to win each game. But it is a pretty good start, especially winning the last 2 of those Big 12 games.
When you look at the schedule, has your philosophy changed? Because I want to say, 5, 6, 7 years ago, the schedule didn't look like this. There weren't 5 Big 12 teams on your schedule. And you realized, we've got to probably schedule a little bit differently if we want to have a chance to be in the conversation at large going to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, a little bit. And sometimes it kind of depends on who your team is.
Yeah.
We felt like we were going to have a really good team this year. We had a lot of people back. We added, 3 key pieces of new players. And, so we wanted to challenge ourselves this year.
When you look at the schedule when you started, and you say, okay, there's going to be challenges. A big part of it is it's got to get you ready for conference play. Did it do that? Because you open up with a big victory over a team that's pretty good.
Yeah, we're definitely tested. That's for sure. I don't think there's, anybody in the league that's going to, give us more athleticism or more size or quickness or whatever than we've seen so far. So, that was the plan. Hopefully we're ready for that.
Mike Bradbury's with us, Lobo women's basketball coach. Lobos are 9-3, 1-0 in conference. They'll be in Vegas tomorrow to take on the Rebels. Not the same UNLV team, but I know you got to go in there and assume that they are. I watched them a little bit the other night. They struggled. They got a close win at Grand Canyon. But you going in there, and her teams are always physical. They're always incredibly athletic. But, this is kind of they've been the standard in this league for the last bunch of years.
Absolutely. And they're still talented. They're big. They're athletic. Their guard plays not quite as good as it was in the past, but their post play is really good. one thing you're going to get from UNLV, like you mentioned, is they're going to be physical. This is going to be a big girl basketball game, and we better be ready to play.
Well, I guess some of your girls have been there. You said you got some newcomers. How much can they glean when they watch tape, when they watch video, and you watch video before every game and you scout, you watch your opponent? How much do you actually get out of watching them and getting a feel of how physical they are, and then you get in the game and realize, okay, this is really what it is? How much can you really prepare on video for the actual physicality?
Yeah, that part's tough. The only way you could get close to that is if you had played, a common opponent.
Okay.
And maybe you could see both videos and get a gauge on that. But it's tough. We try to prepare them. Our returning players, have told them and tried to prepare them for that. That's about all you can do. And then you got to get out there and feel it.
Yeah. Mike Bradbury is the Lobo women's basketball coach. They play tomorrow, and then you're off until the 31st. The ladies will go home for Christmas. Everybody scatters. These are always weird games, right? School is out. Finals are over. They're staring at an 11-day basketball game break. I know they're not going to have that much away, but they're going home. This is always one of those where do they have one eye already on the plane going home for Christmas and one eye on the game and keeping them focused? I know Jeff Grammer wrote a story on the men's side on that today, but I mean, you face that same problem.
Yeah, absolutely. The teams that win these games, the last one before Christmas, are the ones that are focused on the game. And, it sounds easy and it's easy to do, but, that's the way it is. And how you do that, I'm not sure. We've had pretty good success in these games. Hopefully we'll be focused on Saturday.
Yeah, how do you do it? I mean, Lord knows you're dealing with 18 and 22-year-old young women and young men. I mean, like we were knuckleheads when we were 8. I'm still a knucklehead. I think you are too, right? I mean, how do you know who's going to focus and what we're looking at? It's almost a crapshoot sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to stick to our routine. We'll be in the hotel, then we'll get up early. We got an early game, and hopefully that helps too.
I thought something that showed focus the other night, jumping on Boise State early and opened up a 17-4 lead after the first quarter. It tightened up a bit, and then you pulled away late. The early focus, and that's not something that your teams have always been able to do. If you can jump on someone early, and I think that would be key tomorrow, getting up early, getting a good start, because that was a big deal the other night against Boise State.
Yeah, absolutely. We were focused, ready to play, and usually if you can get out there, at least gives you some confidence. We knew that would be a 40-minute game. It wasn't going to be an easy one against Boise, but, it definitely gave us some confidence.
You look at your roster, and roster construction is so key, and you talked about how you felt this was going to be good. You don't know each night who's going to lead you in scoring, and that hasn't been that way every year. Destiny's been really good, but you go on down the list, and you've got different ladies who can lead you in scoring. That's got to be a luxury for you. Do you get a feel, like at what point in the game do you say, all right, she's got it tonight, or she's got it tonight, or is it just an evolution as it goes on?
Yeah, it's just as it goes on, and with us, the way it's been this year, it's almost quarter by quarter.
Yeah.
And I think we've had 7 different leading scorers.
Yeah.
Out of 12 games, that's hard to do, but I think the balance has made us harder to guard.
Well, I think the fact that you have had 7 different leading scorers is probably intentional, right? That's the word balance. I think is the right word. When you put this roster together. And I don't know if you think this is your best roster since you've been here, and I'll ask you that. But it had to be intentional that, hey, we got to be able to score at all 5 spots on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can do that now. And it's hard for any team to be able to do that year in and year out. But this is by far the deepest team that I've had. At New Mexico. So that's allowed us to get out and pressure more and press more and play up and down. We don't have anybody averaging over like 27 minutes a game. So if we can keep it that way and then stay healthy, I think we got a chance.
Mike, we hear so much about the portal in football, men's basketball, but it's real in women's basketball as well. And you talked a little bit, or at least you alluded to it, the fact that you were able to retain key pieces from last year's team. You added out of the portal. You add at least 3 key pieces. But what was the key to the retention, and how important is that? I don't know how you quantify it, but here you are saying we're deeper than we've ever been, and it happens to coincide when you've been able to keep some continuity there.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And, I think our administration gave us a chance to keep some people, and I think that was a big deal. It was only, I think, 3 years ago we finished second in the league by just a couple of games, and we had everybody coming back, and 4 out of 5 starters were gone. Yeah. And, that's what devastates you, and that's what makes you have an unexpected rebuild. And now we're past that, and now we're able to retain these kids. And, we're still not in a position to where we can go out and compete in the portal yet, but we are in a position to where we can retain the kids we want.
What are and I'm not asking you to get into any specifics or name any names, but as the conversations happen at the end of a year about retention, how much of it is focused on culture and an opportunity as opposed to flat out dollars? Yeah, we that's what we're trying to sell is just that. You're having success here, you like it here. You can trade a lot of happiness in for just a little bit of money. I was looking at attendance numbers, and you get 4,000 in the pit, and that's a pretty good crowd for women's basketball across the country. You played in front of, I think, over 6,000 at the McHale Center. And then we're looking at Donovan Dent's numbers at UCLA. The men's basketball at UCLA for Arizona State's attendance last night was 5,500. Like, sometimes you take it for granted the crowds that you get for women's basketball. I got to believe that's something that's part of the sell when you're out there, A, retaining, and B, recruiting. Definitely in the recruiting. There's no question. That's the biggest sell we have, and that's what we push to the front of the table in recruiting. We have great fans. We have passionate fans. I know our players really appreciate the fans that come out, and I know as a program, a women's basketball program, we definitely do not take that for granted, and we try to show our appreciation for them. All right, you got a big one tomorrow. What is it that you got to do to beat UNLV? I mean, aside from the basic, don't turn the ball over and score more than them. I mean, this is one of those. It almost feels to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong on this, because I watched a little of them the other night and I saw you play. This is almost as much above the shoulders as it is physical tomorrow. There's no question. We have to match the mental toughness. We have to match their physicality, and we have to be the aggressor. If we can do those things, then I like our chances. Lobos have won 3 in a row. They're 1-0 in conference play. They're coming off wins over Arizona, Houston, Boise State. They go play UNLV tomorrow, the team that's been the best team in this league for the last bunch of years, with a great opportunity. And then 11 days before the next one, make your plans to be out at the pit. It's a day game on New Year's Eve. They'll play Wyoming in the pit after the Christmas break. He's Mike Bradbury. Mike, congratulations on the great start. Really appreciate you spending a few minutes with us this morning. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you, to your family, to the ladies. Safe travels to Vegas. Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. All right, be well. He is Mike Bradbury. They're off to a tremendous start, and it's an exciting brand. And what they've done this year with that roster, and I don't watch a ton of them, but when I watch, I'm like, wow, that's deeper than I've seen his teams in a while. And he just said it's the deepest team that he's had since he's been here. So they're off to a tremendous start. JJ will have the call from Las Vegas. It'll be 1:30 tomorrow. Pre-game here on the Sports Animal with a 2:00 tip. Jason Eck is going to be with us when we hit the 9:00 mark, the football coach at UNM, as the Lobos are getting ready for the big Rate Bowl matchup against Minnesota. It's yours when we come back, 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
For spending some time with us. 505-246-0610. You're welcome to get in now. Email us Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Mike's in on the Mike who called. He said, reply. He said, translation to what Mike was saying about Donovan Dent. Mick Cronin, the UCLA coach, said something about Donovan struggling a little bit because of the physicality, essentially, and the difference in the game.
UTAS shuts things down once again. 25-19.
Faithful empty backfield. Lewis brings down the high snap. Now he's firing, looking for Smith. One-on-one, and George makes the catch. The transfer from Robertson hauls it in for the Matadors touchdown.
Pruitt puts it across. Ava Ashley. Ashley puts it down. Game 4 goes to Albuquerque High, 25-12. We'll take a quick break.
Breaking through, Wyatt sees a hole, and he's gonna go. What a play, 70-yard touchdown. Watkins handed off to Herrera. Break through another hole, and through the middle, now it's Herrera. He has another man to walk off.
Trying to draw him off again. Valley a little more.
Tapia again, big hole. Tapia is on the way to the end zone. Foot race to the end zone. Tapia touchdown. A 52-yard touchdown run by Jose Tapia. And
didn't start tonight. End zone shot here. It's intercepted. Severely underthrown at the 5-yard line. And a lot of room for a return for Ingersoll. And he's still up on his feet at the 40. He's finally pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Back and pass. Deep shot down the right side of the field.
Got somebody wanted.
Caught.
Great catch.
Caught. He's rolling into the end zone. Touchdown. So Joshua Sanchez on a 50-yard touchdown pass.
Well, it's going to be a tough test for Del Norte as Los Alamos has got them the last 3 times since 2022. So we're going to have to see whether or not Los Alamos goes like this.
What a break! And he's through and all the way on the first play of the game. He's waltzing to the end zone. Touchdown Hilltoppers.
And what a start to this one. I mean, right through the middle.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Group.
Here for the bowl season.
How's prep going? For the most part, you've got most of your guys who are committed to playing in the game. You've got extra practices. How's it been?
It's been really good. We had a really good practice yesterday. We had a little special team event doing something fun today, just trying to make this reward and make it special for the guys. We have 106 of our 109 guys that we started the year with through us, and none of those guys who are who left us, those three guys that left us, one's going to stop playing football, just concentrate on school, and then the other two are guys who, want to play more, who are going to smaller schools. So nobody's sitting out for the NFL or sitting out to go in the transfer portal to try to go break the bank. So very thankful for these guys, and, we're excited for this opportunity to play one more time as a team.
Well, let's hit that because there's so much conversation. I just saw the quarterback at TCU, who was the MVP of the New Mexico Bowl last year. He's going into the portal, and that one stunned me. You see guys all over, coaches talking about just trying to keep players there. It feels like, just from the social media and the stuff that you guys have been putting out, that you've been able to do so far a really good job of retention and guys committing for next year. A, how is that going? And B, how are you doing that and getting the guys to stay here?
Well, one, I think our players are having a great experience here, and again, they feel like they're getting developed, they're getting better by being a part of our team. We're winning, and then I think if they're also playing a lot, it's that's a pretty good combination. And I've kind of told the guys, I said I want to make sure if anybody does leave, that the only thing that stuff stays the same. If you go somewhere else, maybe, and you just get more money, because I don't know if it ends up being worth it if you get $50,000 more, but then you don't play as much, or you get $25,000 more and your team is lousy. So that's part of it. I think we had good foresight in how we set up our contracts with our guys too, where I think they have a great financial incentive to play in the bowl game, and then I think we're fortunate to have a quality opponent that can help these guys raise their stock. Whether they're a senior trying to go to the NFL. This is a great film and a great opportunity to play against these guys, or even if a guy does decide he wants to go in the portal to try to go to a Power 4 school, film against Power 4 schools is valuable for that.
A key word is opportunity, and you have to be able to play. It's amazing what winning does, and I don't know if you've been able to sit back and compare the response you're getting now than maybe 11 months ago when you first came to New Mexico and you were trying to sell a vision. Now you've got results to sell. Now you've got something that's tangible, that's real, that you've got a 9-3 football team that was co-champions of the league that pummeled a Big Ten team on their turf. I've got to believe the reception that you're getting in recruiting and retention is dramatically different now than it was 11 months ago.
Yeah, I think we are getting really good reception. Obviously it's a little different because the portal's not officially open yet. Now, Division II players, it is open for us, so we are able to talk to some of the Division II players right now who are going through the portal. But I think we're in pretty good shape. And then the other thing is we just don't need as many guys. We're last year where we were bringing in
a whole roster.
40 plus transfers. This year we're going to be a lot lower number of transfers. We probably are going to be less than 15. So that also adds to our select. We can be a little bit more selective and really try to make sure we're finding the perfect fit.
Jason Eck is the Lobo football coach. He's with us on the Sports Animal. Another thing you said to me, and this is a conversation we had last summer, and it really, really stuck with me. You're talking both about coaches and players, but the concept of guys moving, and I use air quotes, up, whether it's FCS to the Mountain West or whatever, as opposed to people who have been in power conferences and coming to the Mountain West. You talked about you want this to be the best place they've been, the best opportunity they have, and they get an opportunity to prove themselves. And you brought 7 guys with you from Idaho. The impact that the FCS guys had on your roster this year only goes to prove your point. And I don't know that that's a theory that's as common amongst other places, but you believed in it, and it obviously really, really worked, both for players and coaches.
Yeah, I think we're fortunate to have, a lot of guys who really thought this was a great opportunity and took advantage of it. And, you really look at it, we had, 5 guys who were first or second team all conference. They were all transfers, and 4 of those 5 were FCS guys. So, those were guys who really saw an opportunity here to come play at a higher level and definitely took advantage of it to get those honors.
I'm going to ask you a question. I'm not sure I've asked you this before. You came in with an attitude of this place being New Mexico, was an opportunity. There's a narrative out there that this place was a bad job, that this place was that you couldn't win here. That was a narrative of people, whether within the in the industry or not. What made you look at this with the optimism that you did, and then ultimately be able to come in the first year and win 9 games?
Yeah, I heard a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
I heard, it's just a basketball school. You can only win in basketball there. I heard, it's not a nice place to live. I heard all this stuff. But, I really did some research with people who had been here. And because sometimes that stuff comes from, things that people try to use against you in recruiting. But I talked to some coaches who'd been here and really enjoyed living here. I think anytime you're getting into a bigger city that's, 500,000 people plus, there's going to be, my folks live in the suburbs of Chicago. There's parts of Chicago you got to be careful and you got to stay away from. So I think any big cities like that, I thought we had the right leadership in place, with Fernando. I think having a dynamic, leader ahead of you and, chasing good leadership was big to me. And I also like the fact that he was a football guy and had football in his background. And then I thought this, I looked at the conference change a little different. I know maybe Coach Patino didn't like the conference change, but I thought for us, it gave us a chance where, we were going to probably be starting next year, in the closer to the top of the conference resource-wise, which, I don't know if any New Mexico coach in my lifetime could have ever said that. No. So, it was the leadership, it was the opportunity. I also like I think in group of 5 football, it's an advantage. You look at a team like Boise State that's in a state that doesn't have, major pro sports and doesn't have a Power 4 team. I think you can generate excitement there easier than, the Fresno States and San Diego States where you have so much other stuff going on in that state with pro sports and Power 4 sports. So I liked that about being, here where New Mexico is the biggest school in the state. So those are kind of all the recipes that I kind of put together of why I thought we could do better here than had been done in the past. I really was confident we were going to do better than had been done in the past. Again, I don't know if I foresaw it happening this fast with winning 9 games, but that was my vision, that we could win 10 games eventually here, and now we have a chance to do it in our first year.
Yeah, you do. He's Jason Eck, the Lobo football coach. No, your perspective changed throughout the season. You said at your press conference, you said, I don't know that we're going to compete for a championship this year, but we plan on going to a bowl game, and then certainly as it went on, perspective changed. I love the fact that, and I remember when I worked for the governor years ago, he told me, I'm tired of hearing why bleep can't happen. Go show me why it can. And it really is perspective. You can listen to all the noise and listen to everybody tell you you can't win there, or you can take on a challenge and show people why you can win there. And it's just, I think perspective is half the game as you plan your attack.
Yeah, and like I said, I really I try to make wise choices with these, with jobs and really think about it. And again, my reasoning of why I thought we could win here when other people hadn't recently wasn't just, because of me and I'm such a great coach. I wanted to have some real concrete reasons that I could kind of hang my hat on of the why. Otherwise, I don't think you want to take a job if it's you can't have those reasons. But I thought there was an opportunity here, and these players and our staff have done a great job of taking advantage of this opportunity and getting us in a good place just in 1 year.
And you recruited some pretty good ones. I've never known a guy who's been considered a good coach who didn't have really good players, right? I mean, it's the bottom line. Bill Belichick was a good coach. He had good players. When he didn't have good players, maybe he wasn't such a good coach, right?
No question.
Yeah. All right, you got an opportunity. Lobel fans, you got an opportunity to get over to Phoenix and watch a really, really exciting football team in turquoise play next Friday. GoLobos.com is where you can get your tickets. And I know the intent is get a good fan base over there. You got a really solid opponent in front of you. A good team out of the Big Ten, a 7-5 team. PJ Fleck and Minnesota have a great bowl record. They don't lose bowl games. I know they've been telling you all about it. So that's another wall for you to knock down. But the opportunity for you and Lobel fans on Friday next week is something I know that you're excited about and want to get some Lobel fans out there.
Yeah, we really need to have a great turnout. And, Jeff, because you're on the other side of this industry, too, with the bowls. I mean, teams build reputations. How well do they travel? And I think we have a pretty good reputation, like for going to the conference basketball tournament and things like that in Vegas. With this being our first bowl game away from Albuquerque in a long time, over 20 years, I think this is an opportunity to kind of reset that expectation. And, even if people of basketball is their number one sport, I think it's still in their best interest to come support us and have a good, good turnout because, when you think of how conference realignment's gone, the reason Gonzaga is not going to play in the pit next year is because football hasn't been good enough here. So we got an opportunity to correct that and be ready for this next wave of realignment that I know Fernando really studies that. He thinks that's coming in the 2030s. So really hoping we can get a good crowd. I probably was a little too high with my initial estimates asking for 10,000 people to come out, but I'd love to have 6,000 that are cheering for us and screaming on the day after Christmas and either making that drive early game day and even get back in time for the New Mexico Bowl the next day for your great matchup.
Well, it's a great opportunity and it's a great chance. GoLobos.com is where you should purchase your tickets if you're going to make it out there. You mentioned our game, and I love that you're going to be back for the Isleta New Mexico Bowl on the next day, which is Saturday. I know you're deep into your thing, but you know one of these teams really, really well, and I know as a football guy you can appreciate what we've been able to put together with a ranked team for the first time in the 20-year history of our game. The 20 wins combined in our game are the most combined wins of any bowl game outside of the college football playoff, us in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. But you taking a look at our game a little bit, and you're going to be there just as a fan, from what I understand. Maybe even can have a beer or something and enjoy a football game once the season's over. I know we haven't really gotten to this. Is it fair? Can I ask you, what do you think of our game, and who do you like?
No, I you have an incredible matchup. I mean, this is one of the premier non-CFP games this year, and I think those are always interesting matchups. And again, I think the AAC and the Mountain West probably have been battling for the best Group of 5 conference the last couple of years. So to get two teams that weren't the champions, but were right there. We're really in the top couple teams is a heck of a matchup. And then I think it's such an interesting matchup with the defense versus offense. San Diego State being one of the top defenses in the country, and the North Texas being one of the best offenses in the country. And the tough thing about these bowls is the coaching changes and everything. And Coach Arich, the D coordinator, is leaving San Diego State, and Coach Morris going on to Oklahoma State. But there's still a lot of really good football players that are going to be there, and I think it'll be a very, very exciting and interesting matchup. And I wouldn't be surprised if you end up having some of the best TV ratings of any of the bowl games, because I think anyone who really is a fan of football, loves good football, you always love to turn into that. The unmovable object versus the unpenetrable force, or whatever that classic matchup is. Great offense versus great defense.
Yeah, looking forward to having you and the family out there. Get out to the Lobo game. Go to GoLobos.com. It's the Rate Bowl. It's on Friday, the day after Christmas. It's at 2:30 in the afternoon. You got a chance to go out there. And if you want to come back and hit our game at NewMexicoBowl.com, and you can get that. How's that tree, by the way? Everything work out? You got a big, beautiful tree in the house?
I have the most beautiful Christmas tree that I've ever had in my life, and and
and Kimberly's happy.
Wife, happy life. And my wife is very happy, so I appreciate your help in getting that lined up. And the people in New Mexico, Dan Foley helped us out with this one. I mean, they've been so great to my family, and we're loving it.
As long as Kimberly's happy, make sure the queen is taken care of. Hey, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Best of luck in the Rate Bowl. Always appreciate the time and the conversation, the friendship. And we'll see you. With all due regrets, and I'm not going to pretend, I'm not going to be able to make the Rate Bowl.
I understand.
I'm working the day before, but we'll be watching. And good luck against the Gophers. And I look forward to hosting you when you get back the day after.
All right. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you right after. Take care.
Be well. Safe travels. He's Jason Eck, the head football coach at the University of New Mexico. They got a great opportunity. And, I really believe football fans win. Really interesting, his thoughts on the retention. And I don't know that I've ever asked him why he was able to look at this job in a way that many others didn't. Why he saw the positives in this job and thought it was a great opportunity when the rhetoric was the football coaching job at New Mexico was a wasteland. It's where coaches go to die, that you couldn't win there. And they turned this thing around, in one season, 9-3. And I think he gave you pretty good answers to that.
Yeah, it's great. And I think part of it is he just likes the challenge.
He does. And I firmly believe he likes it here.
Yeah.
I know
what's not to like about being here.
Look, man, there's you come in with a preconceived notion, like many people have, and it's a mindset, man. But his family, I firmly believe, does love it here. They've been embraced. Look, winning helps everything. You win, and that cures everything. He does like the administration. He does like the opportunity, and look, I firmly believe that perception is half the battle. If you go in and think you're not going to succeed, you will not. If you see it as an opportunity, you will, and he has. Love your thoughts on what Jason Eck had to say. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Hour.
Time of the year, and we want to help.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more.
Did the hoe. We early hoed, Bob. Bob got up early this morning, so he needed a hoe early.
No, I just didn't want to forget about it.
I appreciate that too. Yeah, when it hit your mind.
Well, it's the thing of I don't do the show often enough anymore that I forget the little things.
Yeah, I
like
kind of
on
dropped
the
it.
Yeah,
I dropped it.
So,
Yeah, let's go up
and
to-
I appreciate your help.
Yeah, that's what I'm here. Want to go to Santa Fe, or maybe it's Stephen Pecos? Grady, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
No Bubba bucking around hosts of the OD and the AM. What's happening?
That was a very, very enunciated and I appreciate it.
You know, hey, first off, an early hoe is much better than no hoe at all, by the way. So I can appreciate that. So my take on the biggest sports story of the year, in my humble opinion, is Lobo football. And Coach just had on. What I think Lobo football did this year, they crushed so many, quite frankly, self-inflicted myths and stereotypes on both a macro and a micro level. So if you look at it from a micro level, we are, you know, a lot of folks around here, well, we have to have the 4 and 5 stars. We don't get the 4 and 5 star guys. Well, what Coach X showed is that if you have the right guys, that and if you put them in position and you teach them fundamentals, how to block, how to tackle, where to be,
coach them,
you can win, right? You can win a lot of games. No one on either side of the ball was a standout athletic freak. Oh my God, he runs a 4.0 40 and you know that kind of thing. There was no one like that, but there were players, and those players then on the macro level showed that, hey, there are actually kids that want to come here, that actually want to be here, that the other shoe doesn't have to drop all the time, that we can actually have nice things and not be disappointed by football. And we can actually have basketball take a back seat all the way into December. To me, that was the most influential and impactful sports story locally here, in my opinion. And it was all good.
What was the most impactful story this year for you?
Pardon me?
What was the most impactful story for you?
Well, just Lobo football success.
No doubt.
Yeah, Lobo football success. And, hey, real quick.
Hey, wait, let me ask you this real quick. What's a bigger story in calendar year 2025? Lobos going to the NCAA tournament and beating Marquette in basketball, or the success of the football team?
You know, if I have to look at, and I'm judging it by overall impact on programs, states, the state, and people here, I got to go with football.
I think I'm there.
That tournament victory was great. It was huge. But I think, and Coach Eck even mentioned it, football, success in football, traveling football, will bleed over into the other sports.
Yeah.
And it will bleed over just into overall conference success. So that's where I'm at.
I think I'm there with you. The basketball run also led to the coaching change, right?
Right.
So you can consider that, a story and a half or two stories. But I think impact-wise, I think I'm with you. You've been to the NCAA tournament before. You've lost coaches before. But you've never you never had a 10-win season before, and you can have that in football if you win next week.
Absolutely, yeah.
You have had one.
And that's not, and the standard qualifier, that's not knocking the basketball story.
Correct.
I just think that the football is a bit more impactful.
Yeah. And you have, I guess, in 1980, one or two, they did win 10 games. I shouldn't say that.
Right. It's been a minute. it's been a minute. Anyway, I was going to agree with something that you said earlier. You said that you are a terrible self-promoter, and I would agree with that. And I'll just say this. Hey, a lot of folks don't know there are people up here in the village, PTA meetings, PTA drawings, basketball fundraisers, that Mr. XTV guy has supplied us with giveaways, taking care of us, anything, tickets, and you never get on there and you promote, self-promote that kind of thing. And, you've been a impactful part of this little bitty village just outside of Santa Fe, population of about 1,800. So those are the types of things that go unsaid, unsung, but are hugely impactful. And I appreciate that about you. And I know that we've had conversations. Hey, when you're good at something, when you do something great, you don't have to beat your chest. If you do it right, other folks will let people know. And I want to let people know that that's the kind of dude you are. That's the kind of business that you run down there. And I, for one, really appreciate it. I appreciate the focus on the local sports. And, hey, man, you've done a good job. Going back to letting me email and call, and, hey, I've been doing this a long time, to Ian Martin before you and Dennis Glasgow before that. And this is by far the best local show that I've been a part of. And, again, using it to keeping the theme impactful, one of the most impactful. And as an individual, man, you do a lot for us. And I really, really appreciate it.
Means a lot, man. Thank you, and have a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and your family. Thanks, Craig.
Actually, hey, Thank you. Hey, and to all my sports animal brothers and sisters, everybody celebrating, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Please be safe. Come on back next year. We need you.
Yeah. No, thank you. That's really
appreciate the time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Bob, I don't even know what line that was. All right. Do I got to take the break here? All right, who do I got here? I'm one. All right, I'm going to hold Rudy through the break. So my last show of the year is today. I've got Bowl Week next week and can take a couple days off after that. So you want to get at me, do 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports.
95.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long.
Because they work, they keep the bad guys away, and you've worked too hard to build what you've created. Don't let break-in destroy it all. IPS has protected my home and my family for years. Hundreds of homeowners and business owners all around Albuquerque and Santa Fe trust private security that is affordable. Because in this time, in this place, we need private security that's affordable. They'll provide you standing guards. You want eyes on your property around the clock 24/7? They're there for you. They'll install alarms and cameras, and they monitor those alarms and cameras with a state-of-the-art facility 24/7. It all raises the level of security around your home and your business. I ask you all the time, who is watching your home or business when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys. IPS, Affordable Private Security. Their number is 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. All right, let's go to you. 505-246-0610. Rudy, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. Hello, Rudy.
Hey, good morning, Jeff. This might take a hot minute. Number one, I remember when Rocky left in his final press conference, and he used the term miracle worker. Do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
Well, I guess we had one, huh?
Yeah, maybe this is your guy.
What this guy's done is nothing short of remarkable. Jason Eck came in here, and this place had been punched literally in the nads. There were people actually, and it was gaining steam. Let's just drop down. How much did you hear that? You don't hear that anymore about let's drop down, let's drop football, let's just be Gonzaga. All that's gone, isn't it?
For
because
now it
this
is,
guy did come in.
Yeah.
And it's who thought you'd go to the Rose Bowl and beat UCLA 35-10? Raise your hand if you're a Lobo fan and thought that would happen.
Don't see many.
No, nobody did. So that was, in my estimation, as close to a miracle as you get for Lobo football, because what Coach Eck has done is he's shown us what is possible and what can be done when you have an athletic director that's in alignment, a president that's in alignment, and you have a football coach that has taken the time to learn that from the ground up. I mean, that guy was washing uniforms when he started in coaching, you know? He was driving the laundry truck. His journey has been a very slow but steady climb. So I consider that a miracle. The other miracle, Jeff, is 20 years ago when Rudy Davalos took me to the Ranchers Club and asked me if I wanted to be on the board. It didn't take me 10 seconds to say, yeah. And then he told me that, oh, you know, you have to pay money. And I said, yeah, okay, I'll make that happen. And it's been just an amazing ride. The people I've met, the people I've been able to put a smile on their face, the looks on all the players' faces when they get off the plane, and there's mariachis playing New Mexico music. Jeff, you made all of that happen.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I did. You know the people with whom I work.
I'm going to make you take a bow. I'm going to make you take a bow, my man, because I had 100 people tell me, if I heard it once, I heard it 100 times, that bull won't be around in 5 years.
Yeah, I heard that too. I mean, I hear it all the times too. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a miracle. What you've done for this community is you've made how many? Let me ask the question this way, Jeff, and I know the answer. How many ESPN national broadcasts are going to originate from Albuquerque, New Mexico this year?
I believe one.
2?
What's the other one?
The ESPN game. Oh no, that was just on SportsCenter, right? It wasn't even a game.
You're talking about the SportsCenter 50 states? Yeah, it wasn't a game.
Yeah, 50
I mean, that was 50 states. I believe only one on ESPN. We're the only regularly scheduled annual nationally televised event in the state.
Correct. So, you know, and then miracle number 3, because they go in threes, was Fernando Lobo coming in here and turning this thing around too. Can you imagine the pressure on that young man, 36 years old, gets your first AD job, and you have to hire a football and basketball coach within 2 months of each other?
Yep.
Right out of the gate. And not only does he hire 2 good people, but he galvanizes the community. He shows people Louis Lane. You know, now all of a sudden, going to football and having a great football program is something that we can have a lot of pride and investment in. So all of that's great, and I really appreciate the time. During the timeout, I got to talk to Roberto, and he and I have gotten to know each other over the years, waiting for phone calls. So he's a great guy, and I really wish him the best.
All right, man. I appreciate all the kind words and all the support. I'll see you a lot next week. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right, 505. Can you dump that one? All right, and then let's go to Mud. Mud, thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Mud.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing, man?
Good,
Merry Christmas. No, man, I just want to add on to Rudy to say, man, I mean, everybody's proud of that the Lobos football program is taking off. It's been taking off. I mean, ever since Dennis Franchione came in, it's been the wheels have been going, and then we kind of dropped off with the Mike Locksley years, but it's picking up again, and I'm glad to see that Coach Eck came in and turned this thing around in 1 year. I look forward to many years. Hopefully, he loves it here that he stays for a long time, and I just want to congratulate you, Jeff. You've done such a great job in this community for bringing the New Mexico Bowl, keeping it up to prestigious event here in Albuquerque, and congratulations on bringing these two big, powerful teams here at University Stadium. And also, I know that you're from San Diego, so this is pretty much, pretty good for you too. I don't know if you're an Aztec fan, but I know you're from San Diego, so that's cool too. I'm very proud of this community right now, man. It's just taking off, and any negative that I have ever come about or whatever, hopefully bygones be bygones. And I don't know, man. Everybody's jumping on the ship for the Lobo football season. Basketball is exciting. I know that it was exciting last year, Coach Pitino, but everyone was kind of optimistic, trying to say, well, I don't know about Coach Olin, this and that, da-da-da-da-da. But I think the future is bright, and also the women are doing great. And JJ's doing great over there, too, with the women, announcing them and stuff. And I'm just proud of New Mexico, man. And go Lobos.
Thanks, Mud. Appreciate it. Have a happy holiday season. Merry Christmas. No, that's really nice, and I appreciate that. Text line, Hank says, I agree 110% with the callers about you and the opening drive. Impactful and great. You guys have gotten me through some tough mornings as I'm an avid and loyal listener. Thank you both, you and JJ, whose insight is a breath of fresh air. Tell it like it is air. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Hank. That's very kind. That's very kind. This one says, love this team and culture Eck has created. A handful of players have been gracious enough to help me with a Christmas gift for my boys. I know it won't last forever, but I'm going to enjoy this ride as long as it lasts. And that's the key, man. That's the key. You know, instead of worrying when the shoe's going to drop, when's that going to leave? And dude, everybody leaves. You will, I will, Rocky did, Patino did, Eck will. Enjoy it while you got it, man. Enjoy it while you got it, and then go on to the next one. It's just the nature. Holy smokes, man. I'm watching the Myrtle Beach Bowl, and it's 27-0 in the first quarter. And I'm on the wrong side. Western Michigan's beating Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State won the Conference USA, didn't they? 27 bagel in the first quarter on the teal turf. All right. Sorry, I just happened to look up. Lady Lobo plug, it says December 31st, 1 o'clock. Let's support our great Lady Lobo team as they take on Wyoming. If you haven't seen this team, you're missing out. It says go Lobos. All right, let me take this final break. 505-246-0610. Still have time to get in. I'll wrap it when we get back. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past.
NFL is the sports animal, presented by Hyenas Comedy Nightclub.
Bob, I'm just spreading love around this place. It's a holiday season. Let's spread some cheer. I even got an email from Les. So they're laying on this show. Like we know, although Terry's already signed off for the year, Friday, last segment, Terry always calls the show. We know, you know, there's little. We know when Fred calls, we're going to get dropped some local knowledge that maybe we miss. We know when I get an email from Les, he's taking a poke, and it's usually right after Grady called, and he's taking a shot at Grady. And Les says, reply to Grady. Jeff, I'm even going to wish Grady a Merry Christmas.
Wow.
Look what we just done did.
And they say miracles don't happen.
I'm telling you. They say X the miracle worker, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah. Jack says, don't cue Terrence in 5, 4, 3. Jeff, this is also the season finale of Jack, so I'll catch you, Terrence, and Bobcat in 2026. Thank you, Jack. Happy holidays to you as well. Good day, fellows. Sad to say, but like most teams in the Mountain West or past league names, it's a stepping stone. Yep, everyone leaves. Let me just tell you something, man. Everybody's a dang stepping stone. Everybody. Again, Josh Hoover just left TCU. TCU played in the national championship game 2 seasons ago. They're in a Big 12. They got a lot of money. There's NIL money there. He's the quarterback. He was the offensive player of the game last year's Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Great kid. I just so enjoy him. Texas kid. He's in the pool. TCU's a stepping stone. Lane Kiffin just left Ole Miss where he was making, I want to say, north of $8 million a year. I think they were offering him like 11 or 12. He went to LSU. Stepping stone. Like Brian Kelly left Notre Dame to go to LSU. Notre Dame's a stepping stone. It sucks. And there's varying levels of this, and I well acknowledge that. I'm not running from And is it harder at the group of 5 level to keep your talent when you got it? Yeah, it is what, yes. And like I said millions of times, if we can't accept that, college sports isn't our thing. 27-0. They just went to the second quarter of the Myrtle Beach Bowl presented by Engine.
Called a blowout?
27-0. Western Michigan's beating up on Kennesaw State.
Well, there's still 2.5 quarters to go.
Could be the greatest comeback ever. Last night in bowl games, Arkansas State won the Xbox Bowl over Missouri State. Tonight, you get college football playoff. You get Alabama, Oklahoma. That is the first game of the playoff. That game is at 6 o'clock on ABC. Before that, you get the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. It'll be at 12:30 our time. Memphis and North Carolina State.
On this station.
On the station. That's correct. We will have that here. And then tomorrow, it's playoff day. Your 10 o'clock game on ABC, Miami at Texas A&M. Miami's a 3-point dog. 1:30 on TNT. And your viewing's going to be skewed a little bit on this. You're going to have to go back and forth. TNT has these games tomorrow, 2 of them. Tulane Ole Miss on TNT. That's at 1:30. 17.5-point favorite is Ole Miss. And then Oregon, or as my mom says, Oregon against James Madison, Scott Stigler, you. The Dukes are a 20.5-point dog up in Eugene. My nephew's coming in, Bob, and I'm doing Lobo basketball over on News Radio KKOB tomorrow, and the UNM Radio Network. And so I said, why don't my nephew and my daughter, cousins.
Yeah.
My nephew's a senior at Oregon. My daughter's a sophomore at Michigan. I said, all right, I'll give you my tickets. You guys go to the Lobo game. Come with me. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, what, dude? And my brother's like, dude, you can watch the game on your phone. I'm like, oh, okay. He's the senior at Oregon that got the playoff game at 5:30.
Okay. Well, whatever. Try to do something nice.
I told him you can sit at the house, man. Whatever. Just get out of my bar. You can have a drink. He can get into my bar.
Oh, there's nothing like stadium food.
No, he's 21. Yeah, he's 21. He'll be 22 next. Yeah, he can get in. What's mine is
just
yours.
Don't drive.
That's correct. He doesn't have a vehicle here. What's mine is yours. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right. Rams lose last night in overtime. Seattle 38-37. Sam Darnold, a big drive in overtime and then the 2-point conversion. So the Seahawks take over the number 1 seed in the NFC. That'll be a big story going forward today. Of course, Lobo women's basketball tomorrow afternoon. Here on the Sports Animal, JJ will have the call from UNLV or from Las Vegas against UNLV. And then Lobo men's basketball tomorrow night over on News Radio KKOB, 6:30 pregame and 7 o'clock tip. It says here Kaylina. Yours says Jonah. Mine says Kaylina.
No, Jonah is doing the women's game.
All right, so I got Kaylina.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, Kaylina is doing the men's game
against San Jose State, and I'll have the call with Daniel Ferris over on there. All right, as we hit this, this will be, for me, I've got bowl week off, and then I'm going to burn a couple of vacation days. So I'll be back, what is the 5th, I guess, the Monday. So it's my final show of the year. Bob, thank you for everything you do. Super, super grateful for you, for your friendship, for what you do, your professionalism, your demeanor. You're terrific.
Thank you.
And I want to say thank you to everybody who allows us, this show, to be part of what you do, whether it's daily or randomly or what was sporadically, whatever. Super appreciative. I know we don't do any of this, and it's so cliche sometimes, but the fact is the fact. This is a performance business like everyone else is. And if you're not there and we're not here, and we've been doing this show for 17 and a half years. And I am beyond grateful for the opportunity and the platform and for what I get to do on a daily basis, to have conversations with you all, hopefully to maybe provoke a thought or two, maybe a smile or an emotion, or maybe you're just pissed off and you fire me an email or a text to tell me what a moron I am, and I'm good with all that. And I wish everybody just the most pleasant and peaceful and wonderful holiday season and happy new year. This has been a tremendous year in so many regards. And as we look at it from a sports prism, it's been terrific around here. Lowell basketball went to the NCAA tournament, won a game. Coaching changed. Football's had an unprecedented season, or at least unprecedented for the last 50-ish years or 40-ish years, and all the great things that have happened. So as we hit the holiday season, I hope you and your family get to spend time. If you're going to Phoenix for the Lowell game and the Rate Bowl, safe travels to you. Hopefully you get out to see the Isleta New Mexico Bowl as well, and that'll be a great one. But I'm incredibly grateful to be able to do this, and wishing everybody a happy holiday season. Thank you to Jason Eck, Global football coach, who's with us today. Thank you to Mike Bradbury, Global women's basketball coach, was with us as well. Adrian, I can't tell you how thankful I am for what you do. Every single day you come on and you make us look good, if that's possible. And I'm appreciative of you and ProView Networks and the product that you put on the air and the dedication of the show. So I wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Adrian. He's Gato Roberto. Thank you for being here today. Happy holidays, Bob.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to all. Safe, happy, and healthy New Year.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Be good to each other, please. JJ's back on Monday. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. I will smell you in 2026.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.